Hey, it's Christopher here with another episode of What's Brewing, and today we're talking about Fezzo's Seafood and Steakhouse in Broussard, Louisiana. Let's roll that beautiful B-roll. So one of the things that I've loved doing is supporting local businesses, and for the last year or so we've been getting a chance to highlight all the great places to shop and to eat at, and just highlight all the businesses that are opening in Broussard. So today I want to talk about Fezzo's Seafood and Steakhouse. Fezzo's Seafood and Steakhouse in Broussard, Louisiana is located at 6701 Ambassador Caffrey Parkway in Broussard, Louisiana 70518. Their hours of operation are Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. I think it's a really great and convenient location right off the highway. It's in a space where there's plenty of parking, and it's got a really large facility, very easy to see, and their branding is very clear. I really think that they've got a good system. When you walk in the door, there are some greeters who will meet with you, determine your party size, get you seated, and then a waiter or waitress will meet you. They'll get you, your drinks, ask about appetizers. They always know the menu really well. And then what they'll do, and I think this is really innovative and neat, is they actually take your order from an iPad. This, in my opinion, leads to more accurate orders and speedier delivery of food, because that system allows the cooks in the back to immediately get the order. So they're not having to walk all the way back to put that order in, potentially lost, slips of some kind or some kind of misinterpretation of the food, because everything's very programmatic. To me, it's very accurate. But I noticed that they always make sure the technology doesn't get in the way of the customer experience. I've always found that they keep a great eye contact, they're always really affable, and whenever the server is getting whatever you need, they're always very personable. I don't know how they balance that, but somehow when you're looking at a good service experience, you want it to be accurate, you want it to be timely, you want to make sure that your order is correct, whether it be your drinks or your food, and you want to make sure that when you need a refill, they're aware. They're able to keep that happy medium of following up with you enough to make sure you're satisfied and you're good and you've got everything you need, and not be naggy. I think that's just something neat to note about that restaurant experience. So let's talk about the menu. If you like good food, this is the place for you. Let's talk about that angle of woods and waters. We'll start off with waters first. If you look at the menu online, one of the first things that you'll notice is the oysters. I've had a chance to taste and enjoy them on multiple occasions, but the oysters are absolutely delicious. But honestly, whether it be crawfish étouffée, fried crawfish, some kind of fish, again, whether it be baked or grilled or fried, it's just great. I've never been and had a bad seafood experience there. It's always been fresh, tasty, and technically, while it's not seafood, alligator bites. They're great, right? If you've never tried them, I would try them there. Here's the other half of it, right? It's Fezzo's Seafood and Steakhouse. So if you want to cover the woods, they've got an amazing steak. I mean, it's grilled to perfection. They'll build the order however you like your steak, but I had a chance to sit down the other day and have just a gorgeous steak. Honestly, I try to watch my diet. I had to share it with someone who was so big and it was so good, and I probably ended up taking a little bit home for me later. But no matter what you order there, it's going to be fresh and tasty. For us, when we're bringing friends and family, we always bring them to Fezzo's because the menu has something for everyone. Now, if you're someone who's looking for a low-carb diet, or maybe you're diabetic like myself, one of the things that the Broussard location has is a keto menu. They've got zoodles and cauliflower mash, just to name a couple of items there. And there are a lot of the dishes that may trade out, like the traditional noodles for that zoodles. So there's a lot of these things where they'll mix and mash. So if you're on a keto diet looking to stay off those carbs, or you're diabetic where for health reasons you need to get a little bit healthier options, To me, anytime a business does this, they get mad respect from me. I'm a huge fan of that because a lot of times these health issues are sort of secondary to a business's operations. And for me, when you're eating out, it's always a concern. I have to stay away from things like potatoes and bread. So knowing that a restaurant has that option, that's one of the reasons that I was immediately attracted to their menu because of that. And frankly, almost every single time I'm ordering off their keto menu. Now, if you're worried about it not tasting as good, don't worry. Everything is just as delish, so you don't feel like you're giving up anything to stay healthy. Let's talk about the atmosphere. Whenever you sit down to a restaurant, you don't want it to be too empty, and you also don't want it to be too busy. One of the things that Fezzo has done architecturally is to break up the spaces, whether there's the bar area that you can sit both at the bar and independent tables. You've got a main dining area where there are dividers that kind of split up those eating experiences where you're in a group with a group, so to speak. There's multiple tables there, but there's enough division where you don't feel like you're in a big empty room or that you're overcrowded. So they do a really good job with spacing. Additional to that is they've got some other larger rooms, both with outdoor seating if you want that experience, or banquet hall style for larger groups and potentially an event. I love the fact that when I walk into Fezzo's every single time, if you didn't know any better, you would think this is a national franchise. It has the look and the feel, the fit and the finish, but at the same time, it's warm and inviting. They do a great job with their lighting and their architecture and their design to make sure that everything feels really clean and well put together. Ultimately, when you're eating food, the food is really a portion of that experience, the atmosphere that it creates. There's always a sense of energy in the room. You feel like there's a sense of happiness there, and the workers are so attentive that they're constantly making sure that everyone's good. So you could tell that there was a lot of thought from the business owners and the operations that to how the service experience was good, and it really considered the atmosphere. It's what brings me back over and over and over again. Whether or not you're going out with your friends on Saturday night or you're sitting down for a family dinner, you will feel like Fezzo's is the place to have that meal. So let me talk to you about my impressions of Fezzo's. I was introduced about 10 years ago to the Fezzo's in Scott and immediately fell in love with it. It became a destination for us. Knew that they had other locations, but when I moved to Broussard almost 7 years ago, I was really excited to see that Fezzo's was coming to town. For us, it was exciting because it was a really great restaurant with authentic Cajun food and just good food in general. We have a saying in my home: every Friday night is Fezzo's Friday. We're going to try to make that stick, by the way. So if you're watching this video and you go eat there, hashtag Fezzo Friday, because every time that we have a meal there, we feel like the food changes the mood. And they make such great food. And the reason that we would eat Fezzo's every Friday is because if you had a tough week, you just had a lot going on, it's good to kick back, let someone serve you a great meal. And I promise you, if you walk in a little frumpy or grumpy, you'll have a smile on your face, or at least you'll be very happy and satisfied with the food you ate, and you'll at least feel better. And so for me, every time I go there, I have a great experience. I normally order off the keto menu, but you know, I've gotten everything from salads to steaks, from oysters to fish. What's great about their menu is it's so diverse that there's something for everyone, and I love that I can bring my family and my friends over and over and over. I can literally tell you that I've brought just dozens upon dozens of my friends who are from out of state and said, hey, I want to get some good Cajun food, where should I go? And without a hesitation, I tell them Fezzo's. Now, there are a lot of amazing restaurants, and I certainly eat at a bunch, but there's a special place in my heart for Fezzo's because it was one of the first sort of true authentic Cajun cooking outside of getting something from someone's kitchen that I had in a restaurant environment versus, you know, a home cooked meal. So I really appreciate it. I've had a chance to sit down with one of the owners, and they're just such humble, down-to-earth people that just want to serve good food and help you have great experiences. So I couldn't recommend them enough. I hope you go and check them out. If you do, don't forget to post online. Let us know that you went and that we sent you. And if you go there regularly, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know how good it is. Well, that's my thoughts on Fezzo's Seafood and Steakhouse in Broussard, Louisiana. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date with everything that we are producing. As always, we hope that you are doing well. We hope that you're staying safe, and we can't wait to see you in the next one.